France now requires a negative coronavirus test to enter the country. This comes as news that France is preparing stricter restrictions in an effort to combat the coronavirus pandemic. With news that France is considering a third lockdown and a number of new restrictions, we look at what it takes to travel to France and the new travel restrictions that are being implemented. In this video, we give you an insight into the need for negative COVID-19 tests and who it applies to and when. You'll also find out that, depending on how you travel into France, it may not affect you. But first, we want to thank you for joining us. Find us on all the other social media channels, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and click that bell to get notified when we release a new video. We also appreciate your likes and comments below, as it helps to support our channel. As the coronavirus pandemic continues to cast havoc to travel, new border controls went into force in France on January 24th, as part of a massive effort to contain the spread of COVID-19 and avoid another nationwide lockdown. The increasing rates of daily infections, hospitalisations, and coronavirus-related deaths fueled fears that France may need another full lockdown, which would be the third since the pandemic started, inflicting yet more devastation on the economy and daily lives. French officials have so far resisted implementing a third national lockdown, preferring an overnight curfew system that allows schools to stay open. France went into lockdown twice in 2020, the first time between March and May, and then October to December. Starting the 24th of January, arrivals to France from European Union countries, by air or by sea, must be able to produce a negative PCR test result, obtained in the previous 72 hours. The requirement had already applied to non-EU arrivals since mid-January. The news came as a surprise, as it includes EU travellers as well as international travellers. Travellers from the EU had escaped the worst of the COVID-19 restrictions until now, but the new rule will include travellers from any country. The French government has clarified that EU travellers entering France by land, including cross-border workers, will not need a negative test. Paris's main international airport Roissy-Charles de Gaulle has set up testing centres in a terminal dedicated to intra-EU flights to allow arriving passengers who failed to obtain a test in their country of origin to get one before passing immigration. Aside from the negative PCR test, all arrivals in France are also required to undergo a compulsory 7-day quarantine, and will be tested also at the end of the isolation period. As of the 20th of December, France restricted travel from the United Kingdom. Travel restrictions apply to all air, car, ferry, and train passengers. Travellers from Australia, Japan, New Zealand, Rwanda, Singapore, South Korea, and Thailand can enter without restrictions. From any other third country, you can only enter France if your journey meets one of the criteria for exceptions. Third country arrivals in France, including the UK, are required to fill out an exempted international movement certificate for travel to metropolitan France, and a sworn declaration that you do not have COVID-19 symptoms. These documents are available at the Ministry of the Interior's website. Check our blog post for the link. Travellers from within the EU bloc can enter France as long as you comply with the entry requirement. France has implemented strict rules in an effort to halt the spread of the virus. In metropolitan France, there is a curfew from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., where people may only leave their homes for essential purposes, and with an exemption certificate. Those who don't follow the rules face receiving a fine. What are your thoughts on the entry requirements for all travellers? Comment below. If you need assistance with a visa to Europe, the UK, or the US, including help with securing your travel arrangements, IAM can help. For visa advice, contact your IAM visa coordinator. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for more travel and visa updates.